being very slow. Hold on one second. Hey everyone, I'm Terri-Britt and welcome to this week's Women Leaders of Love Own Your Worth Wednesdays. As people are trickling in, we're going to get ready to talk about, are you respecting yourself? A lot of times we talk about, yes, I deserve respect, which is a part of owning your worth. And yet we don't feel as if we're being respected from our outer world, whether it's with your kids, your partner, your boss. Oh my goodness, how many times do we feel that we're not being respected by our bosses? Whoo, that's a big one, right? And our partners, and of course our kids. I know that's a really big one as well. So while we're letting people trickle in right now, I just want you to know that if you want to be a part of this Zoom cast, because as you'll see, people are going to start coming in on the Zoom call, you get to ask your questions. We do laser healing. We're going to do deep meditation to start with. And those who are on the Zoomcast get to ask questions. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you can post your questions and you can add your comments. Please do. And then I will go back and respond to them after this live session. We meet here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then of course there are replays always. If you do want to be a part of the Zoomcast, go to terribritt.com/leaders. You'll get my Worthiness Quotient Breakthrough Bundle. And in that, you'll get my ebook, Women Leaders of Love, How to End the #1 Massive Mistake Women Make and Unleash Your Greatest Act of Service. And you're going to love this because it's going to give you so much freedom when you read this. And then it has 3 guided meditations. When you grab that, you'll be sent the Zoom link to join us in this call every single week. Again, that's terribritt.com/leaders. So let's take a moment as people are trickling in and give ourselves permission to just be here. I want to invite you to just close your eyes for a moment and take a breath. Breathe in through your nose and hold it. And then release. Do that one more time. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it. And release. Let's go ahead and take a moment to get fully grounded. So I want to invite you to visualize opening up the crown of your head. And as you open up the crown, I want you to imagine that the light of love, the light of abundance, the light of respect is coming in, that it's coming into the crown, and you are feeling yourself relaxing, breathing into this. Feeling that light come into your neck, all the way down through your face and into your neck, and your shoulders, letting the light run down your arms and out your hands. We're putting ourselves into a receptive, healing state, into alignment with God, to a higher wisdom, to higher consciousness by doing this. So bringing that light now from your shoulders down into your chest. Breathing into this. Now where your ribs meet, your power center. Feels really good. Now bringing that light of love, abundance, and respect down into your belly. Imagine all those cobwebs are being washed away. If you have any dark energy stuck there, it's being washed away, it's being cleared, it's being transmuted. And now bringing that light into your hips, getting grounded in God's light. Now I invite you to bring this light down your legs, all the way into your ankles, and into your feet. Visualizing the balls of your feet and the tips of your toes opening up like a camera lens and allowing the light to flood out. Now let's check in with our auras, that energy field around you. Just imagine extending your arms out on either side of you, in front of you, and behind you. And allowing the light to now flood in on the inside of your aura and on the outside. You want to clear the outside because that becomes a filter. Think of it as a cheesecloth that you're seeing through. It's not very clear. So we want to clear that off And let everything dump down now to the bottom of your feet. And then imagine a beautiful column of light that extends from the center of the earth, and it comes up out of the ground and it comes onto the outside of your aura at the hip level. So it almost like it attaches out here as the beautiful column of light. That's your grounding cord. And now where all this energy has been dumping below your feet, imagine opening up your aura, that energy field around you, open it up and let all the darkness flood down that column of light, that grounding cord. Getting fully centered, fully connected. Connected to the earth and to the heavens. Let's breathe in with the intention that today you take a giant step into not only respecting yourself, but receiving respect from those around you. Saying yes to this right now, setting the intention, saying thank you for this healing. Thank you for this abundance showing up. I give myself permission to receive this. Breathing it in and breathe that in one more time. Breathe it in one more time, feeling it throughout your being. And when you're ready, come back into this space. Very cool. So let's talk about respecting yourself. When you are making everyone else the authority of your life, which we've talked about on here many times, when you make everyone else the authority of your life, you're actually not respecting yourself. When you treat everyone else's feelings and opinions, their needs, their wants, desires and dreams as more important than your own, you're not respecting yourself. Then we question, why are people not respecting me? Why why do I feel like I'm not being seen or heard and valued? Why am I not feeling like somebody is acknowledging me and for what I know, right? I mean, how many times have we had that happen where we feel like we're talking to a wall? How many of us have had that happen? Where we feel like, gosh, I'm talking, I'm expressing myself, and I feel like somebody will just turn and walk away from me. Have you ever had that happen? I've had that happen with one of my kids. Well, not my kid, but my stepchild. She was unhappy with her dad in the way he had handled a situation. So she took it out on me and wouldn't talk to me and would just turn and walk away. And I felt so disrespected, so unheard, so as if I didn't matter. And it made me really, really angry. So I had to take a look at myself and say, what is it that I'm holding inside of me that is being mirrored to me? Because remember, your outer world is a mirror to your inner world. Whatever energy you're emitting, you're going to attract to you. Now, here's the deal. A lot of times we think that, well, I believe I deserve respect. I think I'm respecting myself. But what people forget is that 95% of our lives is directed by our subconscious mind. And so you may have a mindset that says, I deserve respect, and yet you're not experiencing that. Especially I see this with children and bosses, people like that. And so you have to say, well, I deserve respect. I feel that I do. But it's not really about what you think on the conscious mind, again, which only runs about 5% of your life. It's the subconscious mind. And a great way to look at this is, were you respected as a child? Were you respected as a child? Were your thoughts, feelings, your beliefs, were your desires, were the things that were going on inside of you, were they respected in your home? Was the person that you were created to be? Was it respected in your home? That's an interesting question, isn't it? If you weren't respected in your home, even though you're consciously saying, I deserve respect, and I've done some work on myself, there is a chance that you are emitting a vibration from your subconscious mind that says, no, you don't deserve respect. So it's not about what's going on here in, oh yeah, this is what I deserve. The same thing with owning our worth, but it's about diving inside and saying, was I respected as a child? Was I respected as a child? As a teenager, was I respected? Was I heard? I know for me as a kid, there were a lot of rules. We played by a lot of the good child rules. And there was this fear that if you mess up, you're going, daddy's going to be home soon. There was this fear that you're going to be punished. That in itself was this sense of, I have to respect everyone else, but they're not going to respect me. My dad, though, he would always say, you can be anything you wanted to be. So I felt like in a way he did respect who I was. And he wanted to encourage me to go out into the world and be anything I wanted to be. I mean, he had his rules, right? But I felt like where I was disrespected the most was with my mother. And the reason is because she was so buried in good girl rules that she suppressed herself. I mean, she denied herself to stay at home with my sister and me. She denied her dreams. So in a way, she was disrespecting herself. But in her need to play by the good girl rules, she expected me to do the same. So I wanted to be a little bit more of a voice. I wanted to be bigger than that in the world. And I constantly felt that I was being suppressed, that she wasn't respecting me, who I was as an individual. She wasn't respecting that I was different than her. Maybe that was right for her, but it wasn't right for me. So a lot of times our parents will project their fears, their lack onto us, and we don't feel respected. We feel that we're like second class citizens. I mean, have you ever felt that way where you just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't feel respected. I don't feel as if I matter. And it's because our parents oftentimes sent that message to us. Another way that we take it on is, for me, like I watched my mother not respect herself. And as a woman, I took on that belief that I couldn't respect myself, that this is what you do. This is what love is. You respect everyone else, but you don't respect yourself, or at least you think you're respecting everyone else. Usually you're respecting the authority, which in our household, which was my dad. But you don't tend to respect yourself. Okay. So I saw this with my mom, especially. And I think this is what we've done as women. And then since the 60s and 70s, we've been doing this women's movement where we're trying to gain respect. We're trying to win respect. We're trying to be equal to men. But what we're doing in essence is we're saying who I am is not worthy of being respected, because as women, we're divine. Okay. We're intuitive, we're compassionate, we're creative. I mean, think we give birth to babies. We have all these beautiful things inside of us that are who we are and the way we were created. And yet we keep trying to be like men. So we're doing this mass consciousness of disrespecting ourselves as women. If we were to say, I'm going to respect myself and my gifts as a woman, if I say yes to that, then what happens is we are saying who I am is enough, who I am is worthy. And then we make that equal pay. We get that same respect that men have been given, right? We shift it when we respect who we are and the way we were created, and our gifts, our amazing gifts of intuition and compassion and gentleness and kindness and nurturing. And when we do that for ourselves, we're respecting ourselves, and then we can be seen as equals in our world. So you see, it starts in the home. It starts with son in the home not respecting themselves, and then and their lack, they don't respect us. Then we grow up and we're not feeling that. And then you have the women's movement, for instance. It's a for instance where we are being called to say we think we're doing the right thing by battling and trying to be like men. And then we wonder why we're not equal. And it's because, once again, we're not respecting ourselves. So when you respect yourself, when you do the deep inner work and you say, where am I not respecting myself? Or where did I take on this belief that I don't deserve respect? When you can dive within there and you clear it, which is what we'll do in just a few minutes, when you dive in and you clear it, then what happens is that you start raising your vibration of saying who I am is enough, who I am deserves to be respected. And it's not about putting your fist down. It's not about, I demand respect, and if you don't listen to me, I'm going to punish you. That's fear. That's not respect. Okay, that is fear. That is not respect. Our culture is based in fear. In the home, parents have suppressed their kids because they were suppressed, and they think this is what I need to do to help prepare my kid for the future. So the kid feels who I am is not enough. I'm not respected for who I am. There must be something wrong with me. And then they go into fear about respecting their parents. I know for me, I respected my dad, but it was more fear-based. It was more fear-based because there was always this threat, well, if you don't do this, daddy's coming home soon, right? Or if you don't do this, you learn to expect that a parent's going to blow up at you and scream at you. So all of this, it comes from our homes. Or maybe you had a teacher. Maybe you had a teacher that was very disrespectful to you. Maybe this teacher bullied you in a way, and you took on the belief that this is what I deserve. Maybe you're a bully. Hopefully not. Hopefully, if you're in this community, you're not a bully. But maybe you've had those moments where you felt like a bully. Is it because you weren't respecting yourself and you were trying to force respect from others? I hope these thoughts are triggering something in you and saying, wow, I don't want that kind of respect. I want to be respected because I respect myself. I just want the outer world to mirror to me the respect I hold for myself. Think about that. Think about what would happen if every parent did that on the planet. If every parent did the inner work and said, I'm going to respect myself. I'm going to look at what I need. I'm going to honor it. I'm going to honor my feelings. And because they're coming from such a deep space of love within, then they really start respecting their children. Now those children come from a state of, oh, it's okay for me to love and respect myself. Then there's more love and there's more peace and there's more joy. This is what we do. This is how we shift it when we start respecting ourselves by loving ourselves and really getting rid of those beliefs that say we don't deserve to be respected. So we're going to dive into a meditation right now. And where I'm seeing, because I'm watching the pictures in my mind that I get downloads as I'm talking to you, we're going to dive within and look to see, were you respected as a child? Did you really feel that you were seen, heard, and valued? Did you really feel that you fully mattered? And maybe your parents did that for you, that they tried to treat you that way, but they could have possibly not done it for themselves. And if they weren't doing it for themselves, then you might have learned from watching them that this is what love is. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do. So I just want to invite you, as we dive into this meditation, to start thinking about that. And we're going to go within and see, were you respected? Were you treated with the utmost love and respect for who you were created to be? That's really loving you unconditionally, right? So many times in our families, parents will say, well, I love my children unconditionally. And they come from this perspective of, I love you even if you screw up. But their whole idea is, I'm going to keep you from screwing up. I'm going to mold you and make you and have you be something so you don't screw up. I'm going to love you even if you do screw up. But they're trying to mold us and make us into what they think is going to bring us love, success, and happiness. But by doing so, they're saying, I don't respect who you are and the way you were created. That's pretty huge, isn't it? It's pretty huge when you think about it. And I know I've done that with my children. And I've done it in a space where I thought I was doing the right thing, but I was only doing what I'd been shown growing up. Thankfully, along the way, I started recognizing, wait, this way is not working. This is not love. This is disrespect. And this is performance-based approval. It's not love at all. So because you guys are women leaders of love, and for any of you who are men, you're here because you're ready to break that. You're ready to say, no, I want to respect who I am as an individual, and I want to respect every person that I come into contact with. as an individual instead of projecting my pain or my barriers on them. So let's do this. Let's do this. And I see we've had people trickling in. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to take a drink of water. And again, just give yourself permission to be here right now. If you need to turn anything off before we start this meditation, I want to invite you to do it. If you're walking around and doing stuff and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to listen to this, and I want to invite you to sit down. Just sit down, okay? Take a moment and love and respect yourself and do this meditation, because you might be surprised at what shows up for you. So let me take a drink of water, and hopefully you're going to take that moment to do that. Okie dokie. So I want to invite you right now to close your eyes. And let's take a moment just to reground in case you've come out of your body, as I was talking about not respecting yourself. Visualizing opening the crown of your head, allowing the light of love to flood into your whole being. Coming in, letting this energy flood in. Breathing in. And as you sit in this space of letting the light run through your body all the way down to your feet and to your fingertips, flooding into your energy field around you and down in your grounding cord, I want you to imagine that the little 5-year-old inside of you is walking up to you. You may feel her, you may see her, you may have a knowingness, you may hear her. Doesn't matter, whichever way is right for you. So as she comes in, I want you to imagine that you put her up on your lap. Breathing into this, sinking deeper, knowing that as you acknowledge her and have this conversation with her, you are making a huge step into not only owning your worth, but to respecting yourself. You're taking time for you. And now I want you to ask her, and it may come from that 5-year-old space. It may be younger, it may be older. She's just the voice, okay? The voice of the woundedness that we're healing. So I want you to ask this little kid inside of you, did you ever feel disrespected as a child? And see what she says. If you got a no, God bless you, I would go take a walk. If you got a yes, which most of us have been disrespected at some point or another, whether it was a teacher, a parent, even a sibling, a friend. If you've had any kind of disrespect, I want you to ask this little girl, or this little boy, for those of you who are with us, ask this child, show me the earliest point that you felt disrespected. And just let whatever memories are coming up, let them surface. Maybe it was a feeling you experienced where you just felt like, wow, I don't matter. Whatever feeling is coming up, let that feeling take you to that point. And if you're watching the picture in your mind, you can ask, what was going on here? If you're getting hits, knowingness, hearing it, again, you can ask, what was going on? Just kind of get a feel of what the dynamics were in that situation, in that memory. And it might be something you've never thought of before or you've ever remembered before. Now ask yourself, what was the belief I took on in that moment? Was it something like, I have to respect others, but they won't respect me? Could have been something like, if I don't respect others, I'll get punished, which would then drive you to disrespect yourself and perform. I'm just throwing thoughts out there. So what is the belief you took on? It could be anything. What was the belief you took on? If you can put it in one sentence, what would that be? If you're grasping, visualize opening up your crown. Your higher self is right above your head, and you can give yourself permission to quit grasping. Just be in a space of receiving. What was the belief I took on about respect? Maybe if you struggle with respect with your children, it's I have to hammer respect into them. That's not how you learn respect. That's how you learn fear. What is the belief? And then see how that belief is being mirrored to you in your life now. Are you not being respected at work? Are you not being respected by your partner? Are you not being respected by your kids or your grandkids or your friends? How's it affecting your life now? See that ribbon of disrespect that runs through your life. Hopefully, some of you are not finding that ribbon and you're feeling like, well, I've done this. I'm respecting myself. But if you aren't, I want you to see how it gets rooted in your life and how it causes you to react to the people around you. So let's take that belief and visualize a giant rose. The head of the rose is like a vacuum cleaner. And I want you to imagine that belief is going into the rose. And then I want you to see all the dynamics through your life, through the years of how this belief has affected you. Maybe because you didn't feel respected, you haven't respected people in authority. Maybe you have issues around authority figures. Maybe you constantly you're being told what you want, what you need to do, and you feel like, oh, don't tell me what to do. We're seeing a lot of that right now in our culture. So once you put all of that in that rose, all the energy, all the dynamics of all the different relationships, of how it's affected your life and your work with your family. Put all of it in that rose. That rose is getting really big. And let's send that rose now out into the universe and blow it up like confetti, sending it back with love. And let's continue to bring in this respect, energy, and love and abundance, letting that flood in. Anytime we clear out, we want to fill back up with the energy that we're wanting to create more of. So we're bringing that energy in. And now I want to take another rose and I want to go down into your grounding, that at the base of your feet, underneath your feet, as if you were going all the way down to the center of the earth, and there's a trap door. Okay, so I want you to imagine lifting the trap door, and underneath it, is guilt, is shame, is family crap that is lingering. We always want to go and clean out the family stuff because it gets handed down through the generations, right? So I want you to just see what is in here. What is in here that I'm carrying that is creating more disrespect in my life with myself and with others? What is it that you're carrying? And you can even have a rose, that rose pulling those energies out of guilt and shame. I see them as snakes, though. You see it whatever you want to do, but just have that energy being pulled out into the rose. And is there something down there? Maybe there's something that says, if I respect myself, I lose someone's love. What's down there? Whatever it is, I want to invite you to bring that energy into this rose. If you feel that this is maybe a contract that you've been working on in this lifetime, because we do have spiritual contracts, you can even visualize pulling it out, having it look like a piece of parchment, put it up on the wall and see whatever it says. Like if it says, if I respect myself, I'll lose people's love. You know, that was just something that came to me. But if you have something that popped up, you can say, am I done with this? And if you're truly done with it, you can put today's date, which as of right now, when we're taping this, is October 20th, 2021. You can put your name and stamp done. And then invite all the energy that's attached to that contract to move into it. Let it just be like a magnet and put all of that in the rose. Breathing into this, releasing and letting go. And what's so interesting is as I'm seeing this, I see handcuffs that are like the spiritual handcuffs where we've been restricted, where you can release those, and on your ankles as well, that they're being released, because those are the kinds of things that we will hinder ourselves if we're afraid we're not going to be respected, or we haven't felt respected in the past. You put all of that in the rose. And now send that rose out into the universe and blow it up like confetti. Bringing that energy of respect down into your grounding, where we went into that trap door. Let it go all the way down. Let it be your foundation of respect. Breathing into this. Feels so good. And now let's call in a soul retrieval of you and that part of you that you lost when you quit respecting yourself. And I want you to just bring that in, bring that, whatever that energy is. So if you were to really stand in a state of self-respect and you're respecting others, what would that energy feel like? Would it be joyful? Would it be like, wow, I'm in my knowingness? Maybe that's it. Maybe I can be more playful because I get to call the shots. It's about being that authority, right? What is that energy? And there may be more than one that you're ready to call in. So just if you see words in your mind, you have to have a feeling, just call that energy into the crown of your head. Let it come throughout your whole body, all the way down to your toes and to your fingertips, letting it pour into your auric field on the inside and the outside, and all the way down into that grounding. Let it going all the way down to the center of the earth, breathing into this. Feels really, really good. And now turn to your inner child and ask her, what does respect now look like for you? How can I respect you so that can be mirrored back to me? And see what she says. What does your inner child need from you to feel respected? You may see a word, you may see pictures, If you don't understand the message, excuse me, just ask, tell me more. What is it? Give me a specific. And because she's, a lot of times we'll say, we'll hear things like, well, love me more. Well, what does that look like? That's so generic. So get something specific for you that feels like you are really, truly being respected. And now, as you breathe into this and you're going, okay, I got it. I got it. As women leaders of love, this is what we do, right? We hear and we connect to what it is that we need, and then we take action. That's where the courage comes in, right? And that's why we're the leaders of love, because we're being so courageous to listen to what our needs are and to act upon them. That's where we make the shift. That's where the energy begins shifting in ourselves, and in our outer world will start mirroring that to us. So feel that energy of what it is you need to start doing for yourself to respect yourself, and just say yes to it and feel it as if it is already done. Just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel the energy of it. Turn up the volume of it, saying yes, 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 yes. Turning it up to 100%, going yes. I give myself permission to respect myself and to receive respect. That feels so good. Feeling it all the way through your body, your aura, your grounding cord. And when you're ready, you can come back into this space. Woo! That was so cool. I love the energy of that, and it really is about us respecting ourselves and doing the inner work. When we don't do the inner work, we're not respecting ourselves. We're saying, okay, it is the way it is, and that's just the way life is. No, it's not. You have the ability to shift anything. Our brains, there's that term of neuroplasticity where we can rewire our brains. So if you weren't respected as a child and you feel like, well, this is the way it's going to be for the rest of my life, it is, if that's what you think. But if you do the inner work and you love yourself and nurture yourself and support yourself and you hear yourself and you give yourself a voice, then you are holding the energy of I respect myself. And then that is what will be mirrored to you from your outer world, because energy attracts like energy. So I want to open up for questions or comments. If you have a question regarding anything, it doesn't even have to be about this meditation today. I want to invite you to raise your hand. And for those who are on Zoom, are the only ones who can raise their hand. If you are on Zoom, you want to raise your hand. There's a little face icon. It should be at the bottom of your screen. You hit on that. It says reactions. And at least on my screen, it does. I know sometimes screens are different. It says reactions. You click on it and it says raise your hand. Or you can ask a question in the chat. I see it right over here. If for some reason you're trying to raise your hand and you feel like it's not happening, because that happens sometimes, then unmute yourself and then just jump in here and ask a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rambling, or I might call on someone to share, because I've found over the last couple of weeks that when we've done that, it's been really profound, that people will just start sharing their hearts. And I just want to commend you, though, for those of you who are here on Zoom, because it takes a lot of courage, right, to share your heart, knowing that other people are watching. And I just want to say, woohoo, you guys are truly leaders of love, women leaders of love. I think everyone on here is a woman right now that I can see as I flip through the names. There are some that just have phone numbers, so I'm not sure about that. But you're being such leaders of saying, I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to share my heart. Because when you do that, and you know this, because if you've been on one of these calls before, you know this, when you take that stand, other people learn from you. They get to watch you and learn. And that's the greatest gift, right? You're actually being of service when you share. So let me see if anybody has raised their hand. I'm not seeing it as of right now. So I am just going to call on someone, if that is okay. It's like the lottery, right? Again, if you ever want to be one of these people, you can go to terribritt.com/leaders, get my Worthiness Quotient Breakthrough Bundle. And then once you get that, which is my ebook, Women Leaders of Love, and free guided meditations, you will be added to this call list so that you'll get the Zoom link every week to come in here and be a part of this Zoom call. Otherwise, you can just post your questions and comments on all the different social media platforms, and I will respond after the call. So I'm going to call on, because it's showing first up, and if you don't want to talk, that's okay. But Maria, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself so we can just chat for a moment.
Hey, Terri.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's interesting because I feel like I'm struggling with this.
Oh, well, how perfect. How perfect.
Right?
Yeah, so why didn't you raise your hand, girl?
I guess it's always hard to, like you said, put yourself out there. And I mean, I think you're a breath of fresh air, and I really look up to you, and incredibly brave and just a real role model. And I'm someone who I feel like I've been working really hard. I hope I don't get emotional, but I've been working really hard on myself for a long time in a really intense way. You know, you said conscious and subconscious. And I guess the cool thing is I can kind of see the limiting thoughts and beliefs that come up, and you kind of work through them, tap through them, heal them. And it kind of, you know, it's like you get all excited because you feel empowered. And then at the same time, it's like, wow, it's never ending, you know. But I think I really am struggling with being true to myself versus being true to my family. And I guess when we did that meditation, there was a real, I didn't want to see it, or I didn't want to go there, but there was a real feeling of I'm different in my family. You know, I'm different than everybody else in my family. And I just feel like if I am true to myself, some part of me feels like I'm abandoning my family and that I'll lose my family. So on some level, I believe as a child, I felt alone. And I definitely felt like, although my parents were doing the best that they could, I was too much for them. And it was almost like I had to take care of them instead of them taking care of me. So I feel it is my time, you know, like I need to do this for myself, because if I don't, I'll be sorry.
Exactly.
And so I'm struggling with my loyalties, and it's hard. I come from an very old school, traditional Italian family from Italy. So very, very, very old school, very traditional. And so I definitely I guess I was attracted to you because of the good girl rules.
Yes.
Very much. Everything was performance based, unfortunately. And, you know, to the degree of like being a perfectionist and everything, love was very conditional.
Yeah.
And just respecting who they were, where they came from, and how they arrived where they are. And I know that I'm different, and I know that my purpose is different, but I'm really struggling to maintain my own identity and be true to myself. And so what's a girl to do? What's a modern, educated, semi-evolved, really working hard, wanting to be the rock star that I am?
Yeah, I love that. That's so cool. I love that. Yay.
Yeah.
Well, first off, what I want to say, the first thing that hit me was that you have to recognize, and I know you're different, okay? But you come in from a spiritual perspective. You come in with this family that is a spiritual group, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about that, our whole mission here is to find that deeper connection within so that we can then really step into our deeper purpose, right?
Right.
Your family holds an energy, and you came in as different. The reason you came in as different is because you're a leader. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really want you to think about that. So our society,
I do see that. And I guess what's amazing about my family, as dysfunctional as it is, very loving, but dysfunctional.
Sure, I got that. I got one of those too.
Yeah, but it is that in a lot of ways, they've allowed me to be the leader because I was the most capable one. So, you know, in a lot of ways, they've allowed me to be the rock star. But I feel like I can only be the rock star within this little square cell. And then like I really want to step out and step up and on a bigger stage. And I have done bits and pieces of that, which is so amazing. But
Awesome.
I feel like I just feel like I've never really been allowed or allowed myself, I should say, to really just separate and really honor who I am. And that's, you know, I don't want to die and have this feeling of, gee, I was there for everybody else, but oh my God, I really just am so disappointed with the way that I've always abandoned myself, knowing that I have so much capacity. You know, it's so, anyway, I'm so
what
sorry.
Awareness. No, this is beautiful. Don't you apologize. Don't you apologize. Everything you said, I bet every woman in this group who is listening has felt the same way. Okay, so I'm like, yay, you have done so much work to be in such awareness. You need to be patting yourself on the back and be saying, good job. You have really, yeah, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Saying great awareness, great inner work. I am seeing a backpack on you. So before I even look at it to see what's in it, I want you to look at it, okay? And because I feel like you can get this. So I want you to imagine you're sitting there and there's this backpack. And anybody else, if you feel like you've got a backpack, you can do this exercise with us. So you've got a backpack on you and you're taking the backpack off and you're bringing it around. And before you open it, you're recognizing that this backpack is carrying old crap that is keeping you from really being at your full capacity, right? The way you said it, right? It's really keeping you from living full out. And it's backpack is symbolic of old stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to imagine that you unzip it and you put your hand in the backpack and you're going to pull out something that is symbolic. So just tell me what you pull out. There's no right or wrong answer. Just tell me what you pull out.
It's not what I would have thought, but it's almost like a hatchet, like almost like a short, like an axe, like, but it's a short-handled axe. So a hatchet. Okay.
So I want you can either ask the hatchet, what do you represent? Or you can even put your hand further down into the backpack and see if there's maybe a piece of paper or something that is symbolic of it and it's going to tell you. So you just kind of follow your instincts here. I'm letting you really let your knowingness dive into this.
All right, so I'm getting emotional. So it feels like what's come up. Yeah, it just feels like what the hatchet is a hammer. Okay. Is punishing. I need to stop punishing myself. I need to stop hurting myself. I think in a lot of ways, I mean, God forgive me, I guess this is really brutally honest and I feel so exposed and kind of vulnerable, and I hope I'm not disrespecting my family by being this honest, but I feel like it almost feels like the punishment I received like when I was very young and kind of couldn't protect myself, and so it's really like this feeling of stop hurting myself. It's time to stop hurting myself and stop, and I feel like I get so angry and I lash out, and I feel like in that way I actually end up hurting the people that I care about, which is, thing that you said how you used to be. And so you kind of changed, like you get so frustrated, you would act out and you didn't like being like that. And that's how I feel. I have those moments of, oh God, I should have handled that better. Oh God, I shouldn't act like. So I feel like the hammer really is about punishment. Like I'm punishing myself. And when I go deeper into the backpack, I feel like the backpack itself is just the weight I've had to carry, like burden, over responsibility, this feeling of it's up to me to keep everybody safe and make sure everybody's okay. And so maybe, you know, I needed to do that before. I don't need to do it to the degree that I do now, but it's almost like the rock of David on my back. Like the backpack is
right. And this
limiting
is what
me.
happens. Like if you were punished as a child, what happens is we take on this belief that this is what I deserve.
Yes.
Okay.
It does feel like that.
Yeah, it does. And I've had this conversation with many people over the years, and you know, and there's natural consequences to things of acting out, but the actual punishment, you know, even that word to me, it's like, oh, okay, can we change the word to say what's hurting? You know, what's hurting inside of you? Like when a kid does something that they're lashing out, because I believe at the core of each of us is goodness. You know, we make up the body of God, so there's got to be goodness, right? And so think about that. And so if you are being punished, usually it's the parents whose own judgments are being projected onto. Okay, so they now are perpetuating the cycle of pain and punishment. And so if we shift it, when we shift our consciousness, and instead of saying punishing, we say, what's hurting? Why are you acting out? Because if you're acting out, there's something hurting inside of you. So what if we'd had that kind of conversation, right? So your parents, they punished you, and what they sent the message to you, it sounds like that you have to be so responsible. You have to take care of everything. You have to do everything right. You have to be the perfectionist. You have to get it done. I mean, this is, I know a lot of people this way, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't,
I'm bad.
You're bad. You're going to get punished again, right? And so to stop the punishment, you have to really start paying attention of, am I punishing myself or am I choosing love? For me, I got to a place of going, that's punishment. I don't do punishment anymore. I do love. And what would love look like? Okay. So just by doing that, but for me, what I'm seeing with you, I also felt like there was maybe some old religious programming. Was there religion?
Yeah. Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Because I saw in the backpack as well, I saw a Bible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Very Italian Catholic. Yep.
Right. So that in itself, you know, a lot of religions that I see that are really based in a lot of guilt and punishment are the Catholics, and a lot of, and I was raised Southern Baptist, very much punishment energy there. And, you know, and so what I would say to you is that you've got to really maybe take a look at the religious programming that you took on.
Like Mother Teresa.
To be Mother Teresa. Oh, dear Lordy. When did you make that decision, girl?
I'm like, I'm not Mother Teresa. Like, you know, I'm human. I have pluses and minuses. I have limitations. And, you know, this is too much.
You know what? And so did Mother Teresa. She was human. Okay. So you have to understand that. And this is what we do, right? We put ourselves up there on like, oh, you have to meet this kind of standard. That in itself is punishment.
Yeah, I do have I have to say, you know, that my father put an inordinate amount of pressure on me, and his expectations were, from when I was very young and even now, unrealistic. And there's no changing him or that. And so
will you do something with me? Will you do something?
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine your dad in front of you, and anybody else who's doing this exercise, you can do the same thing. Whoever you felt like there was a lot of punishing energy from, I want you to, you know, envision this person in front of you. And I want you to imagine that backpack that you had with the hatchet or hammer, whatever it was, the emotions, even the Bible. Okay. And I want you to imagine going and handing it to your dad. And as you hand it to him, say, this is not mine. This was yours. But then I want you to look at his inner child. And I want you to ask that inner child, what was hurting in you that made you want to drive me into the ground with punishment? And see what he says.
My daddy did that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His daddy did that to him. So I want you to imagine that this crap that your dad gave you was really not about you at all. Okay. It was his story. And then
Yes.
and then it became your story.
Mm-hmm.
You get to choose to break the cycle, which is what you've been doing by doing the inner work, right? You're breaking the cycle.
And I feel like with every fiber of my being that people, my whoever, feel like I can't do this, that I will not be able to break the cycle.
Yes,
But
you are.
I feel that I absolutely am going to be the trailblazer and do this and serve as an example for my niece that
Yes.
this
Let her be
needs to be, yeah, and change the family story because it's just not okay.
It's not
Yeah,
okay. And
it's not okay.
what's so cool about it is you were here at a time where if you look at it astrologically, that we are breaking down religious programming, school programming, political programming. It's all happening right now. So all of
Yeah.
us who are here together right now are actually taking a stand for that, right? That you can have an experience with God, you can have this experience of love, but it doesn't have to be through religious dogma and those
Yeah.
rules, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I have a deeper faith than I've ever felt in my life. I have an experience with God. I have experience with Christ and Mother Mary. I wasn't even Catholic. I have all these
Right.
experiences
Right.
that has nothing to do with the way I was raised in the church. And I wasn't even that much in the church. It was just in the community and, in just the way it was around us.
Yeah.
And it really stifled me. So that now when I cleared that away, can I actually have this deep connection to God? And this is what you're craving, right? So I want you to think of a couple of things. Every time you punish yourself and you keep trying to please your family, you are actually putting them first over God. Okay? So you're coming from ego.
Very much so.
Okay? So you come from ego, and you said it earlier, it's like this feeling of aloneness. Your aloneness is going to continue as long as you come from ego. When you choose to say, I'm going to listen to myself, I'm no longer punishing myself, I'm going to choose love, you're actually aligning with God. You're putting God first, and no longer are you going to feel alone. See, we
and
keep
you know
doing
what, Terry, I get that. And I get to, like, I've had these real moments and spans of time where I can be in my power and in the light, and it feels like there is nothing I can't do.
right.
And it's about letting go. There's some structure that says it's unsafe to let go of the control, and that I need to stay small and in the darkness. And what I feel like intellectually or spiritually I know is that the safest place for me to be is in the light. And what I really need to do to be in the light is just surrender and let go and let things just happen naturally. So there's some sort of gap from it's like a bridge I have to walk over almost. And like, not, it's like you're on a trapeze and you're like swinging to the other side. I can't quite make it over to the other side and kind of stay there. I keep going back and forth. And so
I tell you the visual I see.
Yeah, please.
I literally see, you remember the old Peanuts cartoon, and Linus always had this, he was the dirty one, and he had all this.
Yes.
It's like this floating around is like, it feels like you're standing in that kind of, not dirty, but that kind of funky, dark energy.
Muck.
And literally there's a line on the floor. It's like yellow tape. And when you cross the line, it's all light.
Yes.
I mean, it's that minimal. It's not like you have to jump off a cliff. It's not like you have to do something crazy. So when I look at this and it's like, okay, I feel like what you've experienced is when you've had those moments where you felt empowered and stuff. It's like you've jumped across the line and you're like, oh, this feels really good. And they're like, wait, I got to go back over here. So it's this battle of going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ask, how does this staying in the darkness serve you? How does it serve you? Okay, let me ask you this way.
I feel it's letting go. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to say, so here's another way of asking it. What's on the other side of that line that scares the badooties out of you?
Honestly, how amazing I will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, like I just feel like in some way, I feel like I'm betraying my dad. I feel like in some way, by me shining that bright and being that amazing, that somehow.
So here's another exercise for you to do. I want you to have your dad in front of you and his little boy, his inner child. And I want you to ask him, what is the gift I'm giving you when I step across that line and into the light?
I'm sorry.
No, do not say you're sorry. This is beautiful.
He said the permission to be free.
Exactly, right? You're just touching my heart so much. And you show him joy, and you show him abundance, and you show him living fully in the light. You were showing your dad it's okay. Yeah. Your dad has been punishing himself for a lifetime.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he's been putting himself in the box, and he thought he was doing the right thing by you to put you in the box. And
yeah,
stayed in the box out of that old dysfunction, and your spirit's going, no, sister, this is not how we do it. If you want to give your family the best gift at light and love and joy and freedom, you got to cross that line.
Yeah, and stay there.
Know them.
I guess I just felt like I didn't want him to think that I didn't love him.
No, you're being the greatest. No, when you do it the other way, you're being in dysfunction.
Yeah, I did. I have it backwards. Yeah. I gotta flip the switch. Yeah, I got it backwards. Yep.
Oh my God.
It's so hard though. It's like you work so hard, and it's like it really is like these like structures in your mind that it's like I feel imprisoned, and it's a prison I put myself in, or a box I put myself in, and it's like I only have to open the door and walk out. And so that was powerful though.
Oh good, yay, I'm so excited.
So powerful.
I want you to just celebrate that and look at your dad and just say, Dad, I just wish you nothing but freedom. And because and here's what I want you to hear. And because I love you so much, and I want so much for you, I'm going to take a stand in the light.
Oh, that's beautiful. Say that again. Say it again, Terri.
I'm just always paying attention to the message.
Say it for all of us. Say it again.
I take no credit for any of this. I just let God speak to me. Okay?
Oh, please say it again.
I can capture this again. So just say, Dad, just speak to him right now. I love you so much. And I want you to feel the freedom. Uh-oh, shoot. Oh, hold on, guys. I just got a call. Hold on. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Well, I think I've got a phone call running, and hold on. What just happened?
God's talking.
Okay. This is the because that was it's on my phone, and I thought I had turned it off. And let me see, somebody's listening to me talking, I guess. So hopefully they went away. That's a sign, you guys. That's a sign like, pay attention, everybody, pay attention. Now let me see if I can get the message back. Okay. We're visualizing that parent who created so much pain in their lives, and then they projected their pain on us through punishment and control. And so I want you, Maria, to look at your daddy, and I want you to say, Daddy, I love you so much. And I want you to feel the freedom that you've been craving your whole life. I want you to feel that deep connection. And because I love you so much, I'm taking a stand in the light. Feels really good, doesn't it?
Mm.
Feels really, really good. So this is what it means to be a woman leader of love, you guys, or for you guys who are watching, a leader of love. It is taking a stand in the light to break the cycle, that is handed down through the generation, because people think this is love. But what you were describing is, I want my dad to know I love him. No, what you're really saying is, I want to be in dysfunction with him. And this is the way I look at it. I just had this memory. Every time I suppress myself because I think this is love, I'm clipping someone's wings.
Oh, that's good. Yep.
I forgot about that. That just came back. I remember having awareness. It's like, if I am not loving myself, like with my kids, when I wasn't loving myself because I thought, oh, I have to do everything right for them. It's like, wait, they need me to be everything that I can be, so that I so I stopped clipping their wings. I want them to run, right?
Yeah, right.
But it's the same thing for our parents. I'm seeing people that I know and that I've worked with in their 70s and their 80s who are saying yes to loving themselves. It is never too late.
I agree. Yeah, I agree that. I definitely agree. It's never too late, ever.
Never too late. So how are you feeling, chickadee?
Wow, that was amazing. That was, and for me, it really started when a couple of weeks back when you said that we did the meditation about my father's story is not my story. That was very, very moving. It's just, thank you. Really, just thank you. This is so, I worked at this in so many different ways, and this is very helpful. Thank you so much. Much love and light and all the good stuff to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Love you.
Thank you so much for being here. Can you put yourself on mute now? Thank you so, so much. So we can just wrap this up. Wow, you guys, I don't know what anyone else, if you were able to follow that and see it in your own life, if you recognize some of it and you were just wanting to really watch Maria's process, I want to invite you to come back and listen to the replay, listen to the meditation again, and let it show you where you are staying in dysfunction and suppressing your light because you think this is what love is, when the people around you, they need you to stand in your truth. They need you to be in the light so they know it's okay. They need to know. Everybody wants more. Okay. I had a woman tell me that years ago. She goes, I wanted my mother to be more. So she knew it was okay to be more. We are all craving more. And that more is not the material goods. That comes just by being in a high vibration. Whatever you need is going to show up. But the more is this connection. It is this deep connection within of love, of respect of yourself, and compassion and kindness and gentleness and tapping into your intuition. I mean, that's what we're craving. That's the more. Okay. We want to feel the presence of God. That's the more, but it's here. The kingdom of God is in here. And so as long as we keep trying to make people feel loved, we're clipping their wings. But the chances are, if we're doing it to them, they're doing it to us, and they're not finding the kingdom of God within themselves. And that's sad, especially for our parents, because as they get older and they prepare to leave the planet, you want to have them know what that kind of love is, right? That kind of freedom. So the fact that you did that, Maria, and you're standing in your light for your dad, what an amazing gift. And I've shared with you guys about my late husband. He died at the age of 56. But I kept standing in my light and my truth. And he said to me, I feel better in my skin than I've ever felt, because I had forced him to it. He said, when you quit caretaking me, meaning I quit trying to make him feel loved, he said, it forced me to love myself. And now I feel better in my skin than I've ever felt. I gave him that gift, and he died at the age of 56. What an amazing gift I gave him, right? It was an incredible gift. And I'm so thankful that it was so scary at times. I had nobody telling me, oh, this is, this is what happens when you start loving yourself. I had nobody coaching me. It was like I was all getting divine guidance because I was having to figure it out myself. And I'm so glad I did, because I know that I gave him the most incredible gift of his life when he learned to love himself. And he felt better in his skin than he'd ever felt. And he did it before the age of 56. So it's never too late. So Kiki says, thank you both. A powerful experience to go through, as it is my story too. Thanks, Maria. Thank you, Kiki. See, she's sending you love. See, this is what happens when we get so courageous. So let's just take a moment to just close our eyes and breathe in. Oh, the healing that has been happening. If you guys have people that are still in your mindset that you saw, and like a dad or an inner child, let's just send them up into the light of God, into the light of love, the white light, to transmute and send them all out of our energy. And let's even do one last thing. Let's just take all the energy that we've been holding on through this relationship. Let's send that up into the light as well. And now let's call back our energy that we have been sending to this person that was in dysfunction, and to anyone else that you saw. Let's bring in the light. Let's call back our energy, bringing it into the crown and letting it move through your whole body, all the way down to your toes and your fingertips, into your aura and your grounding cord. So you are fully in a state of loving yourself and respecting yourself, right? Because when you are constantly trying to make that other person feel loved, you're not only saying, I'm not worthy of love, but you are disrespecting your needs. You're disrespecting who you are and the way you were created to be. And we don't want to do that anymore, right? Our greatest act of service is when we stand in our truth, in the light, and be an expression of love. So thank you guys for being here again. If you want to come on to the Zoom call and you want to be a part of this live little group right here, you can go to terribritt.com/leaders. Get my Worthiness Quotient Breakthrough Bundle. You'll see what the Women Leaders of Love is all about, our mission, and an ebook to help you really get started to take a stand in that, plus 3 guided meditations. You just go to terribritt.com/leaders. I will see you guys same time, same place next week, every Wednesday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're on Women Leaders of Love Facebook page. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. And you can always catch it on my website at terribritt.com, the replays, and on YouTube. You can check all the icons out. Let me see if there's where those are all located. On my website, you can go to my website and see that, and then pick whichever social media that you like if you want to get on a different one other than what you're watching us from. So thank you guys for being here, and the replay will be up so you can catch it and share it with friends. And please do, because the more we share this information and the more we take a stand for being this light in the world, and the more of us that come together, we will be the change that is needed on our planet. We'll bring more peace, love, and light. And that's what we want, right? So thank you guys so much. Love you. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.